The subtle tension that exists between two popular stars, Bai Lu and Dylan Wang, is back in the public spotlight after an exciting moment on their latest set went viral on social media. As a drama couple who are often considered to have the strongest chemistry, the two never go unnoticed by fans. However, this time it wasn't because of their intimacy, but rather Bai Lu's seemingly irritated and indifferent attitude towards Dylan Wang. A small change that instead sparked a new wave of speculation. Is it a sign of jealousy? This incident took place in a seemingly relaxed situation. The cast is preparing for the next scene, and the crew is setting up the equipment. There is practically no visible professional tension. However, a different aura was immediately smelled from the interaction of the two. Dylan appeared to be in a cheerful state, busy talking to some of the supporting staff and players, while Bai Lu was seen trying to keep her distance, as if she wanted to ignore the existence of her co-star who had been so close to her. According to a source who is a fan and witnessed the incident from a distance that is not too far away, the atmosphere feels like there is a small spark that is difficult to ignore. Bai Lu seemed to focus on her phone, then on the script she was holding, as if not wanting to make room for Dylan to fit into her circle of attention. In fact, he is usually known to be quite friendly and warm when he is with the actor. Rumors had sprung up that Bai Lu's seemingly indifferent attitude might have been triggered by Dylan's interaction with another player moments earlier. Many judged that Bai Lu's change of expression was quite obvious, as if he didn't like something that happened before the fans had time to record the moment. Although there was no clear evidence of a trigger, Bai Lu's coldness was in stark contrast to his usual, so the fans immediately interpreted it as a sign of jealousy. The source also said that although Bai Lu seemed to be keeping his distance, Dylan was seen trying to approach him several times, as if he wanted to break the atmosphere. But the actress continues to maintain a slightly turned back position of her body, focusing on other things around her. The aura of indifference was so strong, but in the eyes of fans, it actually looked like a form of hidden attention. Those who followed the professional relationship of the two from the beginning knew that Bai Lu was not the type to easily show dislike without good reason. Such a reaction, then, is immediately associated with more personal emotions. The awkward moment lasted long enough, even attracting the attention of several crews who exchanged glances. Although no one dared to comment, the atmosphere in the location seemed to change. Some said that Dylan, who initially seemed cheerful, became a little calmer afterwards, perhaps due to noticing Bai Lu's change in attitude. The fans who were in the venue could feel the energy change. As time went on, Bai Lu still maintained her preoccupation. The source described how the actress seemed to deliberately walk in a different direction each time Dylan approached. He is more likely to stand near staff or fellow female actresses, while Dylan is more likely to interact with the technical team. This scene left fans wondering if something had happened between the two before the moment was captured. However, interestingly, although Bai Lu's attitude seemed distant, there were some small moments that actually caused stronger speculation. The interviewees saw how Bai Lu occasionally glanced at Dylan, albeit only briefly and quickly. That glance wasn't just looking at the situation, it looked like someone was confirming something. An expression like wanting to know if Dylan was still watching him or not. Although Bai Lu tried to maintain an air of coldness, the small movements of her eyes and eyebrows gave a sign that she was actually aware of Dylan's presence at all times. Those fans who are used to reading the body language of their favorite actor certainly immediately understood these subtle signals. Many believe that Bai Lu's indifference is not due to anger or irritation without cause, but rather a form of self-protection when feeling annoyed or perhaps jealous. This situation is reminiscent of some previous interactions that also went viral, where Bai Lu seemed a little sensitive when Dylan joked too much with other co-stars. From the point of view of the source, who is a fan, the atmosphere that took place at that time felt like a moment between two people who knew each other too closely so that the slightest emotion could be easily read. There was no outburst of anger, no change in tone of voice, yet there was a distance that felt very real. The fans said that Bai Lu didn't look really angry. He looked more like someone who held back from showing blatant jealousy. In the fans' observation, Bai Lu's facial expression occasionally showed discomfort, but not in the form of violent negative emotions. More like someone trying to quell curiosity or take offense at a certain thing. Meanwhile, Dylan, according to the observations of the sources, seemed unaware or perhaps even aware and tried to improve the atmosphere in his own way. She was seen trying to find an opportunity to be near Bai Lu, although the actress continued to focus on other things. Fans on the set even saw Dylan adjust his standing position to align with Bai Lu as the scene briefing began. However, Bai Lu kept his distance. The situation becomes even more interesting as the two begin to prepare to shoot the next scene. Although still not showing any warmth, Bai Lu slowly began to show a slight change in attitude. He began to focus on filming, and although he kept a personal distance, his expression was not as tense as before. The source noted that at that point, Bai Lu began to look more professional, as if the emotions that had appeared before were slowly subsiding. However, fans can still catch the subtle changes that cannot be lied to. As the scene was being prepared, Bai Lu was seen watching Dylan from behind the scenes. The look was quick, yet enough for observers to conclude that he was not entirely indifferent as he wanted to show. There was a hidden concern evident from his momentary gaze, like someone trying to make sure of something before starting a scene. According to sources, this is what makes the moment a subject of great speculation among fans. An attitude that looks like annoyance and indifference, but is filled with small signs that lead to jealousy, makes the interaction of the two feel very natural and human. Fans consider such feelings to be proof that the relationship of the two, even if it is only limited to publicly professional, may have an emotional depth unknown to outsiders. When filming finally began, Bai Lu and Dylan displayed a much more fluid interaction. The professionalism of both is evident, and all the tension seems to disappear when the camera starts recording. However, for those who witnessed the previous moment, the small tension that occurred between them before filming remained one of the most exciting parts of the day. The source, who is a fan, closes his opinion with the belief that there is nothing to exaggerate. According to him, this kind of human interaction is natural, especially between two people who have worked together for quite a long time and have intense closeness in various scenes. He believes that whatever the cause, this little moment actually shows that the two have a very close working relationship, perhaps even more personal than it seems. Is Bai Lu really jealous? Or just tired? No one knows for sure. But for fans, that moment was enough to spark various interesting theories. And as always, the small interactions between them seem to have the magical ability to always be a warm conversation.